Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. And I'm sorry I've been MIA, but when I tell you that life has been lifing, I wish I was making it up. Anyways, I'm back and I'm going to be consistent again, so stay tuned for Sunday's video. But in this one, I don't know about you guys, but I love a good story time, okay? Especially when the person who is telling the story is a good storyteller. I enjoy those, so I thought I would tell you about the time someone told me that I would look better light-skinned. You can't make this up, you guys. This story happened in Senegal, West Africa, which is where I originally came from, and I live in Germany now, but I tend to go back once or twice a year. So my cousin does lashes and she has a lash bar. Now it is not a very fancy lash bar like European lash bars or, you know, American lash bars. It is more like, think of black hairdressers in the 90s. Okay, now shout out to black hairdressers. Some of them are very professional, always doing an amazing job. But if you used to get your hair braided back in the days, you know that it wasn't unusual for them to be braiding your hair while yelling at their kids, braiding your hair while eating some chicken, and you're thinking, what the hell is going on? But it's alright, you always end up looking cute. Okay, you always end up looking cute. Shout out to my hairdresser, shout out to Erica, okay? Always late, never on time, but still does a phenomenal job. Now, I had gone to, you know, visit my cousin, and I was having a snack in her lash bar because, like I told you, it isn't one of those places that where you can't eat and can't do anything and stuff like that. So I'm just sitting there and eating my food. You guys, this is so important. Like, I'm just snacking, okay? Like, when I tell you I have suffered for this life, like I was literally minding the business that feeds me. This is so important. I was minding the business that feeds me. So I'm eating my food, chilling, you know, talking with my cousin, and a little bit like my cousin does not do appointments because it isn't unusual for women to make appointment and then not show up because, you know, they have something else to do or something came up and not let you know. So she just decided that she had this walk-in policy, so you could come, and if she was doing someone else's lashes, then you would just sit and wait for your turn, right? So we're all chatting together. We chat about politics, we chat about different things, you know. I'm chatting with my cousin and stuff like that. And then this woman's walk in. She's just another client, you know. I didn't pay particular attention to her. I just see someone coming in, you know, and my cousin is like, you know, take a seat. This is the line, you know, you'll come after this person is the last person. And then she sits and she waits, right? And I'm eating my food again. So important. I'm just sitting there eating my food. So this woman comes in, and after a couple of minutes she goes like, oh my god, you have such a pretty face. And I'm like, oh thank you, you know, like I'm touched, you know, it's a nice compliment, I'm happy, you know. But turned out she wasn't done. Turned out she wasn't done. And I'm laughing at this, you guys, because like I just can't cry about it anymore, so I have to laugh about stuff like this, you know. This was the story of my life. It was the story of my childhood. People would unprovoked all the time tell me about what was wrong with my nose, what was wrong with my skin tone, what was wrong with my hair, da 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 da. Okay, like at this point, it was the business, you know. It's the drill in Senegal. I know about it. Okay, I'm used to it. So again, I thought this woman had given me a compliment, and I answered, but turned out, like, you know how sometimes you say something and then you pause. So turned out she was in the pause. I thought, you know, she was done. I thought the whole sentence was, oh my god, you're so pretty, or you got such a pretty face. But turned out there's more coming. So I answered, but, and then she goes something along the line of, you know, I can't imagine like if you were like skinned. I mean, like if you already look this good while being this dark. Excuse you, ma'am. You guys, like, unprovoked. Again, I was eating my food. Unprovoked. Out of nowhere. This woman comes for me and I'm like, are you effing kidding me? Now, I think that immediately, as soon as she said that, she realized she said something wrong, because the place kind of became silent, you know, some people kind of gasped a little bit, which I was kind of surprised at that reaction, because again, it is not abnormal. I'm going to give a little bit of context here. It is not abnormal for people to bleach in Senegal. It's something very, very, or it has been very normalized, you know. I would say more women bleach than not. If I was to give a percentage, again, I don't have statistics about this, but I believe it is in the 60 to 70% of women who do or have at some point of their lives used bleaching creams. Okay, maybe they stopped afterwards, maybe, but at some point in their life they have. And that's because, like, again, on TV they're only light-skinned women, in movies they're only light-skinned women, in Senegal it's like series, in music videos you're only going to be cast if you're light-skinned. Like, I feel like this is changing a tad bit now, but for the longest time it was like that. You could only make it into those spaces as a light-skinned woman, even if, you know, your fake light skin or your light-skinnedness came from rubbing cream. And also in the dating market, your stock is higher if you're light skinned. Okay, you have more value if you're light skinned. If you are looking for a man that is financially stable, a man of a higher social economical class, chances are you will have to be light skinned to get him. So even when women delay, like in marriage, when they are a certain age and they're not married, the first thing that cousins and aunties and stuff always tell them is, you know, try to rub a little bit now. You know, so that you can be a little lighter, so that you can stand out. They love to say the same, that when you're light skinned, when you enter a place, a bar, a restaurant, somewhere, anywhere, that you stand out and men can see you. Okay, whatever, it is what it is. It is what it is, you guys. So I don't know why these women were so surprised that she said this to me, but I think they were so surprised because I'm a stranger, right? It's not unusual for people to tell this to, you know, cousins, sisters, stuff like this, aunties, but I'm a stranger. Like, this woman doesn't know me from anywhere. She doesn't know me from a kind of pin, and here she's out here telling me I should bleach my skin. But anyway, since she sensed that she has gone a little bit mad, you know, she's like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, maybe I shouldn't have said that. And I said, no. I told her, no honey, you said exactly what you meant. And you know what, I'm not necessarily against bleaching, I told her, but looking at you and how, you know, your whole thing is so uneven, you know, like your chuckles are dark and the rest of your hands is kind of orange, and you know, it's giving Coca Fanta. So I don't know. I mean, you're not the best advertisement for bleaching, but you know what? I'm gonna tell you this. The day you get all your body to be even out, okay, where you light skinned everywhere, you come back to me and I'll do it. I'll do it. And you guys, when I tell you that my cousin was like, ooh, that rabbit was harsh, nah, you didn't have to talk to her like that. And I was like, I can't believe this. And I feel like this is the thing in life in general that happens a lot. When people come for you, nobody is like, I mean, people can see someone poking at you, and they don't say anything. They're just watching, okay? But the second you kind of like retaliate, you're the problem. You're the problem. And I don't understand, why am I the problem for retaliating for someone who came for me and provoked? One thing about me, I'm never gonna come for you, okay? It's just not in my personality. I never come for anybody, okay? It's just not who I am. However, if you come at me mad, expect madness. Await madness. Okay? Like, I'm not the type of person who's gonna be like, I'm gonna be the bigger person. Not really. It can happen, but it's rare. You don't want to count on that. You don't want to count on that. Okay? I'm F around and find out. Okay? I'm team F around and find out. So anyways, I wasn't like mad when that happened. It didn't affect me so much because at that point I was so secure in my beauty, in who I am, in the fact that there was absolutely nothing wrong in my skin, that it didn't affect me greatly. But I can imagine that if that is something that had happened when I was 14, 15, 17, that it would really affect me. And I guess that is why I'm filming this video, to tell you guys that be really mindful of what you tell other people, especially kids, because you never know how what you tell little dark-skinned girl about their falsy hair, about their nose being broad, about their skin being too dark. You never know how that is going to affect them in adulthood. Like, bullying is a form of abuse, and a lot of people have a very hard time shaking the narrative that they were told as children. I know that as a child, I was told a lot that something was wrong with my skin, but funny enough, I have never internalized it. I did internalize some of the futurism, I'm not gonna lie, even at some point some of the texturism, but I've never internalized that there was something inherently wrong with my skin. Listen, one thing about me, I relish in being a dark-skinned black woman. Being a dark-skinned black woman, it's the joy of my life. Okay, I believe that I was blessed with divine dark skin, colorism and all. Okay, I would come back to this world as a black woman, but I understand that this is not the case for everybody. For some people, really, it has been very traumatizing. And this is why my grandma is the light of my life, and again, why I'm filming this video, to ask you, be the light for somebody. As a child, my grandma always had a word of encouragement, a positive word towards me. She would always speak life, even when other people spoke death. She would, first of all, she would check them, in front of me, she would check them, and then later on she would tell me, don't mind them, ain't nothing wrong with you, you're such a light, they can see your future, they can see your destiny and stuff like that. May not necessarily be true, but it was very uplifting. So I want to tell you, try to be that for somebody. Perhaps you don't have kids, but you're an auntie. Try to speak life in your niece's life. Perhaps your friends have children. Try to speak life in their life, because you never know like what they're going through. One thing about me, I will always, people who know me in real life will tell you, I will always uplift the next black woman. When I'm walking the street, I see a black woman and I like her hair, like, I'm never going to just walk away. I'm going to tell her, girl, listen, this puff is fire today, the puff is puffing, okay? And that's that on that. If they have an outfit that I find is really nice, I'm fine to tell them, fire, sis, where you got this fit? I'm trying to get me the same one, because life is so hard and people are going through so much. So you never know like how a kind word you have, how a word of encouragement you have can literally save somebody's life. The same way, try not to speak madness in people's lives, because again, you don't know what these people are going through, and sometimes really, what you have to say is the last thing that they can hear, and it's what brings them over the edge. So be very mindful what it is you tell people, because again, you should just not be giving people like your opinion about their appearance, their hair, their nose, unprovoked. They didn't ask you, ma'am. No one asked you. No one asked you. Okay, no one asked you. Anyways, you guys, that's all I had on this one. If you enjoyed this video, if you found it entertaining, do not forget to give Zip a thumbs up. In the comment section down below, let me know, whether you have first-hand experience with someone telling you that your skin tone is too dark, that something is inherently wrong with your hair, or even with your features, and also let me know what's your opinion. Is bleaching always a big no-no, or are there circumstances where you understand why women do it? Do not forget to subscribe to my channel for more entertaining videos, and I will talk to you guys on Sunday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Bye guys. Mwah.